Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are looking at a truck that is brand new. It is in closed beta and it is from Dom. It is the Kenworth T600. So he's making huge leaps and bounds with this. Obviously it's not even in like an open beta phase at this point. And basically those of us with the mod are just trying to test it, see what works, see what doesn't, just functionality. We're going to go through and do kind of a little mini build. It's not really a true build because Dom has said very clearly this is just about it being functional and working out the bugs. There are, if you know anything about his 379, you know there is tons of customization. This truck isn't there yet, but it's getting there, and this is the next step. So we're going to see not as many nodes as we're used to seeing from Dom's 379. And within those nodes, hardly any of them have any options at all. He's said that up front. That's kind of just what to expect. But let me give you a little preview of what we're looking at. Some of this stuff will get filled in, of course, as we go along in the exterior accessories. So let's go ahead and jump in. We've got a 42 flat top on the cabin. As far as the chassis, this is like the one place where he has given us an option of something to do. And we can do it either lowered or we can do it factory, which is raised up. That's going to look a little bit different here in a second. Let's go ahead and build it as if it's lowered. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put the remaining little bits on here. Let's put a bumper on here. There's only one option for right now, and it's plastic. Fenders, let's go ahead and make those factory. Grill screen, custom. Again, just one option here, but now it's starting to fill out. Now it's looking a little bit dicey here in the back. One of the first things you want to do to make it actually look like a truck, we see these two nodes, but if we flip to the other side of it, we'll actually get to the frame. And let's just go ahead and make it paint for right now. Now it's looking like more of a full truck. We can add in the air leaf. We'll make it factory. That's down here. And we're going to go ahead and go to the drive line, and we'll make that a non-paint. Let's start just filling in here. We got fenders. We got half chrome, half paint. Let's go ahead and put chrome on it. The back side of this, let's go ahead and just get reverse light on it for now. Obviously, way more options are coming. This is just more of a functionality thing, but I want you guys to kind of look at this and have some sort of idea of what it's going to look like. And but many more options are coming in the future. Let's go ahead and just put a minimal number of lights on this for right now, just so we can kind of get a good idea. Obviously, we're going to have more than one light option. Let's go ahead and put a visor on it. It's the drop visor. For mirrors, we'll just do factory. We do have a hood ornament. KW will go on the front of that. What else are we looking at? Oh, there was a node up there. Exhaust. Custom miter. Okay, so that's what we've got for the exhaust. Are we missing anything back here? Deck plate. We can go ahead and put that deck plate in with paint. Since that's the only option for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that off. Not really digging that too much. And obviously we can put whatever wheels and tires on it that we want to. Let's get a bracket. We got our lights. See how those look. Nothing crazy or anything. And we've got our classic stand on the trailer cables. Missing anything else? Frame, fenders. That's pretty much what we have. I thought there were, you know what? If I go to the other side, I think there were steps. There we go. Some of these things you got to kind of hunt around for. Tanks we've already done. Deck plate, I'm just looking for things that I may not have seen because I'm coming at it from a different angle. I think that's pretty good for right now. So now let's go back and we'll look at the chassis. Here's what it looks like lowered, and here's what it looks like factory. I think a lot of people that are really digging the T600 are going to be looking for it to be lowered, and they're going to want to spec it out. So do look for way more options coming in the future. On the interior, Obviously nothing going on here, but this is kind of a good first look at what we're dealing with. Again, as expected, this is not just a T600 shell with a T660 or a W900 interior. Everything has been built from the ground up. So that's kind of cool. In terms of the accessories, we don't have too many. We do have one steering wheel, and it is rather large. Just a perspective. And I don't believe, besides the mirrors, which we've already done, that there are too many other options here. That's the visor that we already did. We got a radio, we got a CB, we got a cool fan. I don't know if that's going to be animated or not. That would be interesting to know. But I don't think we have any other nodes that we can really work with. So this is, as he said, bare bones. But I wanted you guys to be able to take a look at it. Why does that look pink? It's like it's missing a texture or something. But if we go to the outside, I don't know, maybe if we put a different color on it or something. Well, let's make it in like kind of a baby blue. Let's go back to the inside. Huh? That one actually looks a little bit more purple. What if we do red? Okay. So it seems to be doing okay. Maybe it was just having an issue with white. Let's go green. What does it look like from the inside? Yeah, we got green. Okay. And we get it along the frames too. Similar to what we get with the... we don't see it over here on this side though. Maybe it's just the angle that we're at. I think it's just the angle we're at. But it's very similar to what we see on the 379 where we see that frame color as well. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, engines and transmissions are going to be to your liking, but that is for the most part what we're looking at. So now that we've put something together, and the one that I've built is very similar, but it's a different color just because there's not too many options. But I think we should take a drive, see what it feels like from going down the road from the inside and the outside. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so this is what she looks like all finished. I put some wheels on. I believe these are Jasper's wheels. I believe same wheels go on the trailer. The trailer is the SmithCo side dump from ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews. It is a paid trailer. This is actually configured as a double. And we have 63,945 pounds of wet sand is what we're rolling with today. We are here in Guerrero Negro at the ADM in Mexico. So we're using Reforma here in 1.53 beta. And we're running it to La Paz. Let me go ahead and show you the map. On a previous video very recently, what we did, if you remember, is we started out here in Mazatlan. And we took a ferry over to La Paz. And then we did the rest of the drive down to Cabo San Lucas. Rather than come in and just use this as a transition period, we're actually going to take the drive from Guerrero Negro all the way down along the coast, cutting back in, and then we're going to end up delivering to Maersk. So we're actually going to be, I guess it's a train station or something, a rail station, is where we're going to be delivering this wet sand today. So should be interesting. Going to check out a little bit more of the Reforma map while we're giving this T600 a test drive. All right, go ahead and get the lights on. Start her up. Okay, so this truck isn't compatible as it is right now with the Kenworth pack from Zeemods, but we do have one of Zeemods engines in here. We are rocking the Cummins CM870. Get the window down so you can hear it. I think it actually matches pretty good with it. And to be honest with you, I can't remember what we're talking about on horsepower. I think we're talking about 525, 540, something in that range. Mid fives is what we're talking about, which is fine because we got, 64,000 pounds, quite a bit. So let's go ahead and make our way down to La Paz. Okay, we got headlights on. We got parking brake off. Track IR should be enabled. There we go. And let's go ahead and roll. Got the second stick here set up for the splitter. We're already starting out with a little bit low in frames. And we've got those dump trailers wide open so that we can see that wet sand. We are going to be heavily reliant on the GPS today, on the callouts, because GPS is not in this truck as of now. So that should make it interesting. We got Lori with us. I'll get this back up so you can see what I'm doing here. 6:45 in the morning. And that's what it's going to take for us to hopefully complete everything before the sun sets. We won't necessarily have to do the whole drive. I'll pick out like the high points. Just enough so we can see a little bit of the scenery. We can get a feel from inside the truck, outside the truck, all those good things. Anything that's gonna make it a nice, interesting drive and not boring. Oh, looks like we're going up on the curb just a bit. Oh, so we obviously have that sun effect. So of course, what we can do is get these windows down. And shift gears, of course. I can feel the weight on there. That's for sure. She's got enough horsepower. Just a little slow coming up. That's alright. It's probably pretty good for the Reforma map. This is a very common speed, 37 miles an hour. Although we are getting a switch over to 80. Not this. Oh, up to 50. That's good. So no pivotable camera on this. I wasn't really expecting it, but thought I'd give it a shot. A little bit gloomy. The sun's trying to make its way out from those clouds. I hope we're not driving into rain. And we are right up there at the speed limit. Go ahead and hit the cruise for a little bit. Wish we could... Ambulance, huh? Oh, he's just right on our tail. I was like, that's a different kind of trailer. Oh, we are really hitting the edges here. Santa Rosalia. Okay. Yeah, we're pretty much just looking at the desert here in Baja, California. So I really like the detail that's going on here. It's not, you know, you got your basic toggle switches. I am going to be excited to see what we can do with gauges, what we can do with the dashboard itself too. And I don't even know if those are placeholders on the trailer brakes and the parking brake. If those are just set up and if they're going to have something on the end, or if they're going to actually look like standard brakes. I'm not sure. Got some more on the left through the steering wheel there. Got some more of those switches. Plenty of gauges. And we do actually have indicators towards the top of the... So if I go ahead and hit the four-ways now, we do get the blinkers and we get the four-way sign. Wow. Okay. I had to slow way down there. That Jake is working really good on this engine. Yeah, so we're just coming up to the speed limit here. I wanted to say I am running Grimes late autumn, mild winter. I didn't know how that was going to come out. I wanted to test it. I knew I was pretty much going to be rocking desert, but I wanted to know if that was going to have any influence. Maybe the colors look a little bit more dull, like they would in late autumn and winter. The skyboxes are complements of ATS. It's just a generic thing. There's nothing going on with the sky. No JBX, no PNG, no 8K weather, none of that. It's just standard stock ATS. Yeah, it's looking alright. I mean, obviously there's some parts of these add-ons that I really enjoy, but I also know that I'm getting my full 60 frames per second, and I have it set to cap at 60 frames a second, so I'm not getting a whole bunch of interruption. Took that corner a little hot. We just have to keep our eyes open, because in Reforma we don't really we don't get any signage that says slow down, we recommend a certain speed. We just got to kind of play it by ear and hopefully don't end up in the weeds. We're going a little bit faster than the speed limit, but we are pulling the hill a little bit. We could easily bleed that off. Maybe we'll just keep bleeding that off. It's a narrow road, and I don't know how fast going through these turns. Beautiful landscape, though. Oh, almost went over. I do have it set up thanks to, what is it? It's H3D. H3D has a mod for physics, and I have it set up with the spring leaf, because I'm usually driving more classic trucks. That's usually what I keep it on. That's the feel, so we got a lot more sway. Oh, and that was too much. That was too much. I haven't done that in a while. That was pretty cool. Looks like it just took some of the paint away. Still got our full load, I'm sure. Let's go ahead. This is really cool. Maybe I should just do this inside the cab, though. Well, we won't have the chance to be speeding up now. So, physics is real. For those of you who are interested in replicating real-world conditions, that's how you can do it with H3D's leaf spring. Let's just build up some speed here. Remember, there is a lot of weight on this. And weight means momentum. Going uphill, not much. But side to side, there's a ton of it. I'm going to clip you, guy. Come on now. It's not my fault I crashed. Well, it's totally my fault. Let's be honest. So, mid 500 horsepower, carrying 64,000. Even the steering's a little, it's getting a little iffy. Might have to add some weight to the front axle there. Something to think about. But we're up here on this little like plateau by these hills. It's pretty cool. Let's let the hill bleed that speed out. No, it's not bleeding. Let's try to take it. There we go. We got enough horsepower on this. No, now we're hurting. Now we're hurting. There we go. I think we'll be good now. Over the crest. If we can hit the gear. Mirror visibility. Pretty decent. It looks similar to the 379, to be honest with you. Not the best visibility, but it's not being blocked by anything. I wish the mirror was a little bit wider. but maybe that's how it is on a T600. Not sure. I certainly haven't had any problem with the visibility. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get the four-ways on now. I'm sure they already know it. We are slow as hell. I'm sure we're leaving a lot of room over there with those doubles. Oop. I actually missed the physical slot that time. That was totally my fault. Give that bus a little scare. We're just about up to the speed limit now. Yeah, steering is impaired a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. You can see how it's coming in a little late. If you look at the steering wheel, either in the camera in the lower right-hand corner or the steering wheel, it's definitely a little sluggish. I think that's about a max I want to push it. We can only go up a few more miles per hour anyway before we hit the limit. I'm going to go ahead and get these four-ways off. Maybe cars might be doing laps around me, but by post speed limit you can't really be doing much more anyway. See if we can do this without crashing. And I almost crashed in like a second. See how easily this thing is going to be tipping. I just wanted to see the view out there. I wanted to be able to have the pivot camera in here. So I can just kind of look to the left and look to the right. How are we going this fast uphill? Once you get in the cab, you can see how fast you're really going. That's full Jake. Have to cut the corner here a little bit, take advantage of it so we don't tip her again. There we go. It's just there's so many parts of Reforma that are slow. So many parts. But it's actually more challenging to drive that way. I mean, a lot more curves too than you'll find in any average area. I'm sure that's completely legit. Mr. Tyson just sitting out here on the road. Come on, man. Here we are along the coast. Santa Rosalia. That's cool. Got a shipping container, got a little port here. Oh yeah, I'm a good 15 miles an hour over the speed limit here. How are we doing on gas? Still over 3/4 of a tank. I always kind of pay attention to the fuel tanks because I'm using a program called, what is it? Which one? I get them confused. I think it's called SimDash, I believe. So SimDash actually runs all my gauges here, and that's how I use that software to calibrate it and everything. And you just go into the truck in your truck manager, and once you select it, usually a picture of it comes up in the upper left-hand corner. If you move the mouse over it, it'll tell you what size gas tank you got in it, or diesel tank. And then I input that in, so I make sure that the indicators on the truck on the screen match the indicator for the fuel gauge here on my panel. And I do know that this is only a 180-gallon tank. Get on just that first stage just for a second. Probably was okay, but I saw it starting to lean again, and that is not at all on the truck. That's the physics that I have in here. I just didn't take it out. See a little bit of flickering on the route advisor up top. See it on that bottom line that's telling us the distance and the time? I don't know what that's about. I'm going to slow down as we're coming into another curve. Oh, could have got a ticket for it. Still doesn't like floating into that spot. Need another shifter. Well, it looks like all of those curves and everything was just kind of a warm-up if we look at the GPS bottom right-hand corner. I don't know if the other camera's actually blocking that or not, but we're basically just going through some pretty crazy turns here. And, of course, it's also going to be a little downhill. Get the Jake on. Shift down. I don't know if there's too many places where I could actually look at the scenery here and not tip it over again. Yeah, that's about how fast I should have been going last time I tipped it. Alright, that's pretty crazy. See the scenery, see it right side up and upside down. There's that tanker again. We're going way fast here. So I have been speeding a little bit. I don't know if the steering is being affected by the load. Sometimes when you got a heavy weight, it kind of has a tendency to lift those front tires off a little bit and you get less steering. It could just be that I'm going too fast, because that's what happens when you speed. That's what happens when the roads are slippery. Downshift a little bit, keep it in order. Giant cargo ship. Trying to keep my eye on the road at the same time and show you the ship. There we go. We'll get a good view of it now. Lots of change from uphill to downhill and lots of curves. It's a fun drive here. Wow. In third low. That really got steep. We're going to go up in half steps here. We're just between low and high. I think I might want to be pushing that up towards 2,000 RPMs if I'm going to switch, even if it's just with a split. Some more windy roads. And maybe this is actually going to start straightening out a little bit. Makes for a fun drive, though. Wow. Got those wind and tire effects going on from Zeemods. Kicking in just when they should. That's kind of crazy. You're right on the coast, and then as soon as you lose visibility of the ocean, it's like just back to the desert again. Now we'll push this just a little bit. We're going up to 50 anyway. There we go. Alright, well, that was a fun little drive on the coast. We've got 5.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. I'll get back to you guys in a little bit when we've got some more interesting stuff. Looks like a kind of a secondary road here. I don't know if it's a detour or what's going on, but we've been on. There we go. We're back on highway. Got up some decent speed on that. I actually, I don't know if it's incomplete. It's probably one of the only times I've seen other traffic on a dirt road. Usually on a dirt road, with the base map, usually you don't see any traffic. But I was seeing plenty of other traffic at the same time. Stay well below the speed limit so we don't roll it again. Technically, this is a dead load. We didn't complete it, technically. But, it's just a test drive. I don't know if that's a lake or if that's ocean or what. We are in the middle of nowhere. You know, I must not have retained too much damage, though. I was clearly completely upside down, but no sign that there's any major damage at all. Lots of immediately steep hills. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of the Australia map. Just desert and narrow roads. Only we're actually driving on the right side of the road as opposed to in Australia. Oh, we're on a downhill. We'll just skip those splits then. No, that wasn't too... I thought it was going to bend more. Didn't want to roll it again. You can see how much it's swaying because of that physics mod that I have in there. Feels like I'm pushing it right to the limit. Back onto dirt roads again. Interesting. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. Alright, let's see if we can build up some more speed. Well, we originally had an arrival sometime around 4:40 in the afternoon, and that's been pushed to almost 7 o'clock now. A lot of those hills slowed me down quite a bit, not to mention when I rolled it. If you didn't see that, go ahead and go back. That was actually kind of funny. But we are still going to try to race the sun. I don't know exactly what time ATS is saying that the sun is going down. We're trying to make up a little bit of speed here. Just taking having a look on the GPS, making sure we don't have too many crazy turns so that we can keep this thing toward the top end of the speed limit. But yeah, it's kind of opened up like the plains now. Obviously still desert. There's a sign. So those yellow signs that say the road is turning, that's pretty much what I'm figuring out is those mean good luck. Like, there's no posted speed limit that they recommend. They're just saying you better get your foot off the gas. Anywhere from that to you better slow down a whole lot and good luck. And that's basically what's happened with these arrows. Look like we're starting to tip again. All right, 4:48 currently. It looks like the sun is just about to get to start setting, so we will have a little bit of nighttime driving. Hoping that we have some interior lighting when the either open beta or when it's released fully. Gotta have some interior lighting. But if it's anything like the 379, I would absolutely expect that. I'm liking this truck. I've already had probably about 5 or 6 drives with it. I tested everything from, you know, how the blinkers are working inside and out, all the normal stuff that would come up on the indicators. And I don't see anything. The only issue that I saw, and when it was raining, was because the windshield wipers were moving, but it wasn't clearing away any of the rain on the windshield. And I've already brought that up with Dom. I let him know on his Facebook group page, and he said, yeah, I'll take care of it. So that's good. Alright, about another hour 45. I'll be back with you in a bit. Alright, well, it is officially nighttime now. Hour 16 left. And this is going to make these curves a little bit more fun. Ooh, you can see that tilting. Wow. Let's slow her down just a bit, huh? Oh, there we go. Did it again. Second roll. Second roll. Oh, this is ridiculous.
He's a bad driver.
Yeah, terrible.
Ah, killing me. Oh, we are cruising into La Paz right now. Let's get this map up so we can see what's going on. Yes, it wants us to go to the right. Totally knew that. Totally knew that. La Paz discovered. Would you look at that? Oh, that's kind of cool. Got some crazy lights on these rocks. That's pretty cool. Let's stay to the left. They got a garage here if we want to get one. Currently only have $38,000, so that's not happening anytime soon. This is one of my more realistic profiles. So I am gonna. This is a profile that I have just for Dom stuff. So I probably will want to get a little bit more driving in on this profile, because when it comes to release this truck, I know it's going to have a ton of options, just like the 379. And to be honest, even if it had all the options, I wouldn't be able to do much with it. I wouldn't be able to afford all the options on it. We are in La Paz proper now, so just a few more minutes. Glass is very reflective. You can see the whole city upside down out the front window. That's kind of trippy. Yeah, so we didn't beat the sunset, but still pretty good time considering we rolled twice. Almost made it a third time there. They're sneaking these curves in, really sneaking them in. Is that a cruise ship out there? I think that might be a cruise ship. Look at that. Get the second stage on. Really like the Jake on this engine. Yeah, I do believe that that is a cruise ship out there. It looks like we're just about coming up on the drop-off point for today's/tonight's drive. Yeah, that was a cruise ship. Look at that. That is crazy. That is a big ship. Head towards the red flag. Will do. Well, I may have picked out the wrong trailer for today. With all those windy roads, it definitely kept me in check as to how fast I should have been driving. And when I didn't pay attention to it, physics took over. Keep it a little slower through here. See if we can... Whoa. Got a little bit of a freeze there. It's been pretty good the whole time. One coming over there. It'd be nice if they made this parking super simple. Do not enter, so I guess we're going around here. It's a little hard to steer, even so. It wasn't necessarily that I was going too fast, even though I was. Just got quite a bit of weight on it. Adding a little bit of weight to that front axle would probably be just fine. Am I supposed to be checking in here? Was there a little thing on the ground? No. Alright, thanks. Just a formality. Give you a little bit more of an immersive experience. And parking will be easy tonight. Oop, missed it. There we go. And parking brake set. Parking lights on only. We'll go ahead and shut her down. Welcome to La Paz. And that was an interesting little drive. Let me know what you thought down below. Comments or questions about this T600 that's in this closed beta right now from Dom. I will be happy to let you know any information that I can about it, although I did walk you through a lot of the options here at the beginning when we did kind of the build section of the drive. But yeah, thanks for coming along. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos, and I will be back with you guys on the next one. Take care.